Okay, welcome everybody to the last, no, this isn't going to be the last one, is it? The second to last weekly memorization of the year. This is before Christmas. Next week at this time, we're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be the last one of the year. This is the last one before Christmas. And so just a little housekeeping thing before I go get the lunch, which is a separate pizza for everyone. So hopefully you'll have something to take home or leave until Monday, which I wouldn't recommend since we don't have any foil or plastic. Housekeeping things. So yesterday I was with an organization regarding opening a campus somewhere else. And this is called Trailways. Anybody familiar with Trailways?
The train?
No, it's not the bus line. But so it's a good thing that nobody knows who they are because they deal with people with mental health issues. And so depression, schizophrenia, that type of thing. People who don't have insurance. So it's another governmental service type organization. And it turns out that they have an opportunity that they have been trying to do for a couple of years but can't do. And then they found out about us, that we had a meeting, they want to move forward, and that's putting a campus in Laughlin. So if anybody wants to go teach in Laughlin for about 5 months, we're going to have to get somebody to do that. But they're at a school, used to be an elementary school, that now is a community center, and so it would be putting a class in down there. And in January, they're going to the board, the WIA board, to do a pilot, because in Laughlin, as you could probably imagine, there's no help for people. And so they have a situation where people have, the typical background that our students have, but they don't have skills, and they're not qualified to get jobs. So what do you do if you're in Laughlin? And there's not as many resources there as there are here. And it turns out that the weather is 10 degrees worse there than it is here. So when it's hot here, it's 10 degrees hotter. When it's cold here, it's 10 degrees colder. So it's pretty, yeah, I guess, it's pretty rough. So, and it just also turns out that the campus is on the Arizona side of the border. So even though the agency is a Nevada agency that is renting space in Arizona, we would have the opportunity to plant our flag and say we're now in 3 states, California, Arizona, and Nevada, and be able to get started, not licensed as a school in Arizona, because really we're not teaching in Arizona. It's not for Arizona people, it's for Nevada people, because it's Nevada that's paying the staff. It just so happens that the only place to rent is on the Bullhead City side of the border. And then we would say to the state, but we will apply to be licensed in Arizona, but let's not have us wait because of this technicality. Because the building happens to be in Arizona, we can't teach in it, even though the students are all from Nevada and the money is from Nevada. Let's not take the position of you have to be licensed in Arizona to be teaching Nevada people in Arizona, because we're not. So that's a good thing, and it's one of the tools I use is the weekly memorization of people. And now the Mike Anderson. What happened to your hair?
I ain't finished.
Oh, okay, got it. All right. Okay. So we use the Mike Anderson TED Talk little video to have ours, let you hear from the students themselves. Whereas if you go on YouTube and you look at Hope for Prisoners, things they have, their little videos, what are they? Who's on theirs, Phyllis?
John Ponder and different
Police officers. Yeah. It's generally police officers saying how much they like the Hope for Prisoners program, but you don't have student after student after student after student talking about their thing or seeing people live doing the Hangout on air. So for our new people, let's see, Larry, did you do this last week? So this is new for you. Okay, so for our new people, again, the premise of the school is if you learn something you can't remember, it's the same as not knowing it. Also, if you learn something and you can't communicate it, that's pretty much the same thing. That good people are able to articulate what they know. And a perfect example of that is the education system in England at Oxford. If you go there and you're in a graduate school program, the way it works is you come in at the beginning, you meet with your professor or your advisor who's called your Dawn, like in The Godfather, Dawn, your Dawn. And he says, you know, sit down, there's a fireplace and there's a fire going, sit down, would you like a glass of sherry? Here's what you're doing, ancient history or you're doing modern history. Okay, great, here's your theme mark. Here's what I want you to prepare and focus on. And he tells you the thing. And you're gonna come back in 2 weeks and we're gonna have a chat and I'm gonna ask you and I'm gonna find out whether you know you're learning the subject matter. So it's not turn in a test, it's not multiple choice, it's I'm sitting here talking to you and you have to be able to articulate what you learned about this particular subject. Because for them, it's very important to be able to communicate. And on TED Talks, whenever you see somebody who's English, they are different than Americans. They're up there being good presenters, persuasive, don't have a lot of props. They might have cue cards, but very simple because they're used to getting up and communicating. Where our education system is not that way. Unless you go to law school, and it is because they have to prepare you to talk in front of a jury or in front of a judge. But mostly, you go to school to get an MBA or medical school, it's not about one-on-one communication. It's not about me being able to tell you what I know. Here, though, when you go to work, when you have a job at work, and you have a supervisor, a tremendous amount of how well you do is based upon what they think of you. And what they think of you, a lot of it has to do with how well you communicate. And it's not just verbal communications, it is also your nonverbal communications. So like Amy Cuddy was saying. So part of our program is not just the memorization, but being able to communicate. And so on Fridays, you take what you had to memorize and you have to come up here in front of the class and recite it. Except it's not only in front of the class, it's live on YouTube for the whole world. So this YouTube video is live for the whole world. Anybody can watch it live. You can have your family and friends. We used to have, remember, Ed? Yeah. People, okay, I got to make sure my kids are watching this. People would do that to have their family and friends watching.
Trying to have my buddy watch right now.
Okay, see, there you go. But the big thing would be if you watched yourself, you go back to week number 1, and when you're in week 14, 15, 16, 12, at some point, go back and look at how you were, and you're going to be much, much better. And then that's going to make you better. And it's really the people who can communicate well that get ahead in terms of employment. Okay, so that's what we do. So we have a book, which Aretha's book is in there. It was in my pocket. Does anybody have a book? Yeah. Okay, so Mike has a book. So if you turn around, and Larry, you look over there in case you haven't seen the book. That's the book that everybody gets, except it's going to be a little bit different because we are almost done with 2016. That's the 2014 version. So we're almost done with 2016. That could be the president, so I have to check. Oh. Kevin, let me call you right back. Okay, thanks. Bye. So you have to recite, memorize perfectly 2 poems, which are what? What are they, Larry?
The first week is Red Wheelbarrow and the Purple Cow.
Correct, right. So as soon as you memorize those, then you are in the book. And the book is a great book. You're going to want to have the book, keep the book. People that have come in here and see the book, educated people say, wow, this really is a treasure. Is anybody here when Nolan Bushnell came in? Phyllis was here. Okay, so who doesn't know who Nolan Bushnell is? Okay, Nolan Bushnell is the guy who invented a game called Pong. And he started a company called Atari. He started a company called Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater. He's a friend of mine in Brain Rush. He's the CEO of that company. And so he's been to the school, I think 3 times, 2 or 3 times. And we gave him a book. All the students signed it. And what did he do for us? Do you remember?
He said that.
Yeah, and this is on YouTube. You can go see this.
About memorization?
Yeah. We gave him the book, got the book.
Oh, he recited.
Cool. Flipped through it.
Yeah.
Went
He
to,
recited, was it June?
no, the Path Less Taken. What is it? The Robert Frost?
Yeah, the road not taken.
The Road Not Taken. She opens it up. Oh, cool. Looks at it for about 5 seconds. Then he recites Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken, The Path Not Taken, whatever. And so the book is a great book. It's a when you show it to people, it has a lot of value. Safira got her job at 7-Eleven because she used the book. Tell me about the school, blah, 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 memorization. You have this book. She pulled it out. The guy said, can I have a copy of that book? So it's a very good tool. It's a very important thing. Everybody who has come in and seen the book, who's educated, wants a copy. John Wynn, who's we're going to do a campus with on the other side, is the guy with the cane. When I told him about the book, he started reciting Hamlet's soliloquy. And I said, yeah, that's in here. He said, oh man, I can't believe it. So this is a very important part of what we do. It's being able to communicate what we remember. And for people outside, when you can do that, you have moved up and you're much better off. And so I can tell you, like it with Fifth Avenue Restaurant Group, it really puts you in a good position relative to the other people. As you can imagine, if I said to you, of the 900 employees, how many people do you think can recite something that you know? It's going to probably be 0. And he has a copy of the book. And he said, Frank Bernardo said, this is really great. So without any further ado, and Phyllis, I think you should call them, just let them know I'm on the way. So the way we do it, come up, you say, my name is your name. I've been at Larson for this many weeks, and today I'm reciting this or that. Try to do the one that is your week. If you can't do the one that is your week, then you have to read one that is more difficult than the one that you should be doing. There's no benefit for not knowing. You don't get to say, okay, good for me. Okay, and so the only other advice I give is, if you're nervous about coming up here, you should try to come up sooner. Okay, because you're not going to be less nervous as time goes on and you see other people. It's one of these things, just, swallow the ride in the morning, because nothing's going to be worse than that. And you get it over with. Okay, so I'm going to go get the pizzas, and who's doing what part?
I'll do the final set.
Okay, who's the director?
I'll do the 1,
Okay, no,
2, 3,
3,
1.
and they point. And when they point at you, the first thing to do is take a breath. Because when it comes to editing, you're not going to want to have it really quick and make it difficult. Also, the better thing is to keep your chin down or adjust this so that it's not looking up at you, it's looking down. Okay. Okay, so good luck, everyone. I'll be back with pieces and we'll have fun. Thank you.
Who's first?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, 1, right?
Some of these is not on the page. Quiet on the set.
3.
My name is Jesus Sanchez. This is my 4th week at Larson Training Center, and I will be reading A Smile. Let the others cheer the winning man. There's one I hold worthwhile. Says he does the best he can, but loses with a smile. Beaten he is, but not to stay, then with the rank and file. The man will win some other day who loses with a smile. Thank you.
Good job. See how fast he got up?
Quiet on the set. Oh wait, hold on. Quiet on the set.
3.
Yes, hi. My name is Michael Grant, and it's my 9th week at Larson Training Center, and I'm and we're going to be reading, okay, how do I love thee by, or count the ways. Okay, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to depth and breadth and height my soul can reach. When feeling out of sight for the ends of being and the ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put up to use in my old griefs and with my childhood faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smile, tears of all my life. And if God chooses, I shall love thee better after death.
Next. Quiet on the set.
3.
My name is Mark Kernan. This is my first week here. I'm reading The Purple Cow. I never saw a purple cow. I hope to never see one. But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one. That one would have been good.
Quiet on the set.
3.
My name is Mark Kernan. This is my first week here. I am reading to you today The Red Wheelbarrow. So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow. Gaze with rainwater besides the white chicken. And I think I broke the chair. Excellent. It's perfect. Is there another chair?
Just when you guys stand up, try not to swing back and forth. Be still.
Oh,
Quiet on the set.
oh.
3.
Hello, my name is Larita Smith, and I'm attending Larson Training Center, and this is my 14th week, and I'm gonna read If by Rudyard Kipling, 1865-1936. Excuse me. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired of waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make your dreams master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with trumpet and disaster, and treat those two imposters just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by snares to make your trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your wings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toes, and loses and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with the kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can feel the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours and the earth and everything that is in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Good job. Good.
Quiet on set.
3,
Hello, my name is Matthew Gordon. This is my third week at Larson Training Academy, Training Center. And I'll be reciting a HIPAA song, excuse me, by Robert Browning. The year's in the spring, the days in the morn, mornings at 7. The hillsides dew pearled, the larks on the wing, the snails on the thorn. God's in his heaven, all's right with the world.
very good.
Quiet on the set.
3,
I'm Edward Edge, and this is my second week back at Larson Training Center. I'm going to have 2 readings for you, and the first one's going to be the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My second reading is going to be beautiful. Beautiful faces are they that wear a life of pleasant spirit there. Beautiful hands are they that do deeds that are noble and true. Beautiful feet are they that go swiftly to lighten another's woe.
Deanna, Marty, Terry, Mary.
There
we go. Like you ain't playing?
yeah, but you're so dumb.
Quiet on the set.
3,
Hi, my name is Deanna, and I'm currently attending Larson Training Centers, and this is my second attempt for the Jabberwocky. And I'll say as much as I can, and I'll read the rest. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toves, did gyre and gimble in the wavy. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the momy rats outgrave. Beware of the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware of the jub bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his purple sword in hand, long time the maxim bow, and sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. as in a fish thought he stood. The Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through and through. The vorpal blade went snicker snack. He left it dead, and with his head, he went galloping back. Okay, and I'll read the rest. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy, O rabious day, Callooh Callay. He chortled in his joy. 'Twas Brillig and the slyly toves, the Gary and Gimble in the wavy. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the moomy rats outgrave.
Hey, good job. You do every week.
Thank you.
All right, then Marty. It's already practiced on the bus.
Quiet on the set.
My name is Marty Burnham. This is my 14th week at Larson Training Center, and today I'll be reciting part of Jabberwock. Twas the Brillig and slitty toves did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the momes brass outgave. That's all I got for this.
Read the rest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I need to do 3, 2, 1.
You had a bigger hand.
I know, right?
Quiet on the set.
3.
Can I just read a poem I want to read now?
Yeah.
Okay. This one is solitude. I like it. Damn it. All right, here we go. Okay. My name is Marty Burnham, and I'll be reading Solitude. Laugh and the world laughs with you, weep and you weep alone, for the sad old earth must borrow its mirth, but has trouble enough of its own. Sing and the hills will answer, sigh, it is lost on the air. The echoes bound to a joyful sound, but shrink from voicing care. Rejoice and men will seek you, grieve and they turn and go. They want full measure of all your pleasure, but they do not need your woe. Be glad and your friends are many, be sad and you lose them all. There are none to decline your nectared wine, but alone you must drink life's gall. Feast and your halls are crowded fast and the world goes by. Succeed and give and it helps you live, but no man can help you die. There is room in the halls of pleasure for a large and lordly train, but one by one we must all file on through the narrow aisles of pain.
Next.
Terry.
Hello.
Hello.
Good night.
What do you got for us today? Terry?
Terry and Larry.
Give it a shot.
Get the book.
What should I read?
Whatever you like.
What do you like?
Give me something short.
Have Tucker Hills.
She said, pick one out. I need you to talk loud and look at the camera.
Don't work.
All
Hello, hello.
What's Terry doing? Huh?
Everything okay, Terry?
I can't read without the glasses.
Where's your glasses? Your glasses at?
Oh, it's on there.
Yeah, come on, Larson. Where's one? Okay, quiet on the set.
3.
My name is Larry Spellman. This is my first week at Larson's Training Center. I'm going to recite the red wheelbarrow. The red wheelbarrow. Take it back. I'm going to read it. The red wheelbarrow. So much depends upon the red wheelbarrow. Glazed with rainwater beside the white chicken. And the next one would be the purple cow. I never saw a purple cow. I never hoped to see one. But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one. Thank you. That one was the hard one first. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
Introducing Terry.
Can I read the Lord's Prayer?
Go ahead. Say it loud like you just spoke.
The Lord's Prayer. Do I have to say my name?
Oh, wait, quiet on the set.
3. No, take it away, Terry.
I'm Terry, and this is my 4th week. And I'm reading the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our name, our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
That was the end of it?
That was the end.
Oh, okay. Somebody want to close it out? Mike, you want to close it out? Turn it out. Go ahead, Marty. Say whatever you want.
All right, world. That concludes our weekly memorizations. We'll see you next week.